once, so you will get familiar, very good familiar, you will be very good and familiar with all the software things, where the data is stored in this software, how the data is shaped, which data I need, because now I know that which data I am using. So for example, I will give you an example that why I am choosing to divide with the cost. You know that why we are choosing to divide with the sum of the labor, not only the simple maximum or minimum. Why we need sum? Because we know that this table is not connected with the time period. So once we are changing our time period, the denominator should not change, because the project budget should remain same. These things will be better understandable once we have developed the reports and we will be analyzing them to verify and validate our data. So at that point I will connect the same topic, that how to get familiar with the data, that which data is changed due to time changing, which data is changed if you change the filter. So inshallah we will be discussing them in upcoming sessions. So this will become my, it was C, earned value labor divided by actual. So it is CPI of labor. Go here. Now I need the cost variance of labor. So simply click here, go into this, subtraction of this and between this. Okay, so earned value labor, so it will become my cost variance of labor. Divide cost variance of labor by the project total labor, which is this, will give us the percentage of this. Cost variance percent labor. So far we have developed all these key performance indicators. We still need to develop, so we will see. So what about these labor? We do not need to go into that, because we don't want the percentage. We can create the percentage, but there is no need of as such the need for percentage, because this is not a performance based result. These all labor unit, material and non-labor, they are the part of resource assignment, and resource assignment is not for the performance, it is only for resource management. For resource management, once we are making the reports, we will see what type of analysis we can do there. So before going into the estimate to complete, estimated completion, we can go into P6 and see few things to establish an understanding. So let's move into P6. How earned value is calculated in P6? We know that already, so we will just give a little touch to that. Technique for computing performance percent complete is this, one of them. So we are using activity percent complete, because mostly people use this. If you are using any other, so your calculation may be little complex in P6 or in Power BI, then you need to create a formula that 50%, what is the meaning of this, what is the meaning of custom, what is 0 to 100, yani if your percentage is until 0.99, you will not consider that as a progress. So mostly people are using this, so we are also using this, but other options can be done. So that means our activity percent complete and performance is same. So the same formula which we have applied there in our DAX formula, there is no issue with that. So why I came here actually to tell you that what is estimate to complete. See, technique for computing estimate to complete, there are 3-4 different criteria to calculate. Estimate to complete is equal to the remaining cost for activity. It can be the remaining cost for your activity. For example, the amount, that means budget at completion, which is the cost minus actual cost. It can be your estimate to complete. Or if you are using a performance factor, you want to check, then there are 4 different options available. You can neglect that it is a custom, you can put any, which whatever best performance suits to you, but there are 3 other options. So how it is working, it is saying that budget at completion, which is the scope, it can be budget at completion cost or budget at completion labor, minus the earned value. Okay, then earned value is your completion of scope. So total scope minus completed scope becomes the remaining scope. Okay, here we are discussing the estimate to complete is equal to remaining cost. So remaining cost means actual cost, whatever has been used, the remaining is actually in your hand, so that is equal to estimate to complete. Here we are saying not the cost, here we are saying the remaining scope, because budget at completion is your scope, you want to finish that, and earned value is the completion of scope. So total scope minus completed scope is equal to remaining scope. But there is a one thing which called performance factor. So you need to check that what is your this PF. If it is 1, so that means whatever scope is remaining is your estimate to complete. Maybe your cost remaining is 20%, but scope remaining is 40%. So you will say I have estimate to complete 40. Okay, you need to choose what parameter, what KPI you want to create from that, because this will be used in estimate at completion as well. Okay, so what else you are going to see? Actually it is not going to use in estimated completion. It can be used if you use the other formula as a actual cost, but what we are going to do, we are going to see that how we are going to understand the estimate to complete for our you can say project, whether it is a remaining cost or whether it is a remaining scope. If it is a remaining scope, then our performance factor is 1, that means actual cost is equal to earned cost. Or if our actual cost is different from earned cost, so then we need to include the cost performance index, because if CPI is less than 1, I'm bad. If CPI is more than 1, I'm good. So if I want to include the bad or a good influence of the project as of today, I can put it here as a performance factor 1 divided by this, so it will be into divide. So it will tell me that whatever the situation happened in the past, so I'm going to follow the same in the future, so it will drive your estimate to complete. Okay, so what happened in past can be of two types: cost wise bad or good, or schedule wise bad or good. So if you want to include the impact of both, so you can put them both, so it's your choice. So all these things we will be doing in DAX, in Power BI to understand. So what I'm going to use this formula, that budgeted completion minus the earned value divided by this cost performance index. In case you want to use only this formula or only this formula, or you want to create all the formulas, you can create for your understanding, for your analysis, because all the formulas will be there, so you can compare them side by side, so you can create all together as well. But we will be using this formula, budgeted completion minus earned value divided by CPI. So let's go into the Power BI. I will come in here. So now we know that our formula is budgeted completion minus. So I will go into quick measure. In fact, not in quick measure. What we need measure here. We will create a measure. Estimate to complete, and what is this? This is cost is equal to what we have. We need to subtract this. So what we want to subtract? We want to subtract the sum of, okay, budgeted, what budgeted, we are in cost, so budgeted total cost, okay, minus we need to subtract sum of, okay, what, sum of earned value, because the scope earned value cost distribution, and this is the part we want to subtract. This is done. Then what else do we want to do with that? We want to divide it with something. So how to bring that divide the formula, okay, this is numerator until this part, okay, divide this formula is, yeah, here, wait a second, until this part. Now here the denominator started. In fact, denominator will start from this part. Okay, now in denominator what we want, see what we have done, we said sum of budget minus the sum of earned, this is the numerator, and in denominator we can bring our CPI. We have two types of CPI. We are discussing everything in the form of cost, so CPI of cost. So this becomes our formula. If you have here SPI, you want to include the impact of SPI here or in another estimate to complete, so you can bring here. If you want to say estimate to complete is equal to the remaining cost, so that you need to bring the budgeted cost minus the actual cost, so it will give you the estimate to complete. So you can use all the factors, all the estimate to completes in your reports simultaneously. They all will be updated together. This is one of them. So in case you want to use, let's say I will give you a little hint that in case you wanted to use estimate to complete in another way, so what would I have done? Simply, let's say this time I will go into the quick measure, because I don't need to divide and subtract in same. Subtract of what? Budget, which is my cost, budgeted total cost, minus what? Actual cost. Let's say this is my actual cost happened so far. So if I subtract this, so I will say that whatever budget remaining in my hand is estimate to complete, regardless of the scope. Maybe this value was 100, this is currently, let's say, 75%. So remaining budget is 25% or 25 million, let's assume, but remaining scope can be 50% because earned value is only 50 so far. So that's your thing now to control how you want to do. But this is one of the case you can create the estimate to complete. If you want to create multiple, it's your choice. So estimate to complete percentage. So let's go into simply quick measure and estimate to complete cost divided by the budgeted total cost.